Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The time for talk is over as we are just mere moments away from the Super Bowl. Two teams now have a chance to prove they are the best. It's the Patriots going up against the Falcons. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and NRG Stadium in Houston. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left is my good friend Charles Davis, and what a thrill to be here for the biggest one of them all, the Super Bowl. And it seems to get bigger every year. The lights get brighter, the cameras more numerous. I don't know, there's just so much that goes into this game. It's an honor to be here, isn't it?
It is an honor, and I can't wait to share this game with you. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. You're my partner, my best friend. I can't imagine being anywhere else but right here with you. And just think about it this way. You mentioned the magnitude. This is no longer just a game for America or even North America. This is worldwide. People watching from just about every country in the world. This is impressive.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and just about ready to roll. We begin the next half-century of Super Bowls to a strobe of flashes. Super Bowl 51 from Houston is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Patriots now on offense. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're a backup to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Blunt, the lone running back. Garoppolo on first down. And his first look is incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And that'll bring up second down. This is the offense we're going to see coming up in this one, and LeGarrette Blunt, the featured back.
The big knock on him coming out of college was his lack of speed, but it's definitely not his lack of power. He runs right through opposing tacklers and sets things up big for his offense.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. And he finds Danny Amendola. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. And he goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. He had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And say hello to the Atlanta Falcons on defense. So many baby faces, Charles, as you and I have talked about, 7 first or second year starters. And they're going to have their hands full against Tom Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
They certainly are. And when you're talking about some of those baby faces, think about these rookie starters. Deion Jones at middle linebacker. Devondre Campbell at outside linebacker. Keanu Neal at safety. But it's a second-year guy that I'm keeping my eye on for this game. That's Vic Beasley. Led the league in sacks with 15.5, and that's force enough. But he also forced 6 fumbles. And if he can get back to Tom Brady and have a few strip sacks, that could change the game.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop. When you look at X factors in the Super Bowl, LeGarrette Blount, he could be one. Now, the question, how will they use him? Divisional round, not many carries. And then he did get a lot of carries leading into the Super Bowl. So we'll see how they handle it.
Atlanta's defense is built on speed. Look at the linebacker position. They are run, chase, hit guys. The secondary, speedy, can cover. The test for them is, can they handle a heavy running game? That's why I think LeGarrette Blount is a bigger factor in the Super Bowl than he was against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to want to control the game with their running game, and Blount will be a key factor, much more so than Deion Lewis and James White catching passes out of the backfield.
So on 4th down, the left-footed Ryan Allen to kick it away for the Pats. Back deep for the Falcons is Eric Weems. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So now out come the Atlanta Falcons. Out comes Matt Ryan getting ready to lead this team in the Super Bowl. And he'll also learn, Charles, the night before the big game if he takes home the league MVP award. So a lot going on for Matty Ice.
There is, and you and I both know that if we asked Matt about that, the first thing he would say is, I'm not concerned about the MVP stuff. I'm only worried about the Super Bowl. But that's just being a little bit disingenuous. You can't help but be involved with an award that says you're the best of the best in your sport. If Matt Ryan were able to win that one, I think it'd be an extra bounce for him going into the Super Bowl, where I think he'll perform very well.
And incomplete to open things up. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. That'll bring up 2nd down. All right, let's look at the offense. Devontae Freeman, this is a guy that you wanted to talk about, so take it away.
Brandon, have you seen a running back play with such joy as well as such fury? I love the way he runs the football and attacks defenses.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And you get a look at the defense. It was the top scoring defense in the entire NFL. They look pretty good against Pittsburgh. They'll be playing in another Super Bowl. How do they do it? Because they don't have household names at every position.
And that's a great point and a great question, because when you go out and talk to the average fan, name 10 guys, name 5 guys on the New England defense, they're often hard-pressed to do it, but picking up Kyle Van Noy midseason and turning him into a cover guy and doing a nice job, and he punched one free in the AFC Championship game. And take a look at Alan Branch holding down the middle against the Pittsburgh run defense. They may not be household names, but they know how to coach them up, and they know how to plug them into the right places.
That's right. If it's a game of chess, the Patriots always move the right pieces. Here's Ryan. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 4th down. So on 4th down, the Falcons will call on Matt Bosher to punt it away. Back deep, Danny Amendola for New England.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Patriots take over. And the Patriots getting ready to go again on offense. And, Charles, you and I get a stat pack before every game. At the top of this one for the Patriots, the first note was that they're on their way to their 9th Super Bowl appearance. That is something. Most of any team.
And 8 of those since 2001. Would that be accurate?
That is
because
accurate.
The first one was Super Bowl 20. That didn't go very well against the Bears. But since that time, they've become the predominant team.
And Blunt loses the football. Does the big boy have the juice? And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. And we had only seen 6 fumble return touchdown in Super Bowl history. Now we just witnessed number 7.
Man, how about the emotion that goes into something like that? Because not only do you get that, back-to-back Super Bowls, we've had it happen now. And usually when that happens, a team takes charge of the game.
Yeah, and prior to these back-to-back years with that, Charles, we hadn't seen one since the Cowboys' James Washington did it in 28. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. Yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. The drive starts with a handoff to Blunt. And he cuts it right sideline. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Blunt, the lone running back. And he'll get it up the middle. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Second down following the run. So 1 quarter down here in Super Bowl 51. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Now a carry for Blunt. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
They'll run it here with Blunt. Down to the 25. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. They slot Gronkowski outright. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Finding time. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense. 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So now on 4th down, on comes Stephen Gostkowski to try and get the Pats 3. From the right hash, this from 48. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, their offense has struggled for sure, but they get the field goal here and at least get on the board before half.
And that's not something we should underestimate, because just getting points on the board can sometimes have a settling effect on a team. Helps them start their comeback.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. Here's Eric Weems now on the return. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And before the Falcons take over on offense, a stat that is definitely worth mentioning. They have scored this year 540 points, tied for 8th all-time in league history. But my question to you, if you had to pick one key for this offense to be successful against New England, what do you think that would be?
Offensive line. And I know that's not a very sexy thing to talk about, but the rebuild of the Falcons' offensive line over the last 2 to 3 seasons has put them in a position to where they are in a Super Bowl, because that offensive line allows all that great talent at the skill positions absolutely flourish. The front office and the head coach, a tremendous collaboration of rebuilding that roster.
Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Ordinarily, the responsibility for not letting edge pressure disrupt the play falls on the offensive tackles. Their job to push that edge pressure so far wide they can't either get to the quarterback or the runner, especially on a draw.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. 1:57 to go in this first half. We're back to Super Bowl 51 after this. A reminder, coming up at the intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down.
Game offense. Still 4th down.
Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 18. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit, but his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed.
.46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And we'll see what he can do on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And now with a little dead spot here, let's talk Super Bowl week. And Media Day, always a big spectacle. This year, though, moving it to Monday night and calling it opening night. So a little bit of a change, but those guys getting that distraction out of the way early.
I think that they applaud the fact that it's that early in the week, because if you're a headliner, if you're the starting quarterback, if you're Tom Brady or Matt Ryan, you're inundated with reporters and questions. Get it over with on Monday, move on with the rest of it. I think they were very happy to have that behind them, but I always laugh at that night, because what about the guys that never get asked anything, sitting at the podium, and maybe guys like you and me go by and go, hey, how you doing? And they're like, hey, what do you want to talk about? Not a lot of ink for them.
Yeah, it's always fun to see those guys. They have their cameras and phones out as well. They're videoing it like they are the media, too. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. Here's Ryan. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on 3rd and long like that, How does that happen that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks, understand where you are, so it's almost like someone fell asleep at the switch, and now that the play's been completed, they've got to dust themselves off on defense, pick it up, and figure out how to not let that happen again.
And now a first down following that long gain. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And it's complete to Jacob Tamme. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So we've reached halftime at a low-scoring 51st Super Bowl from Houston. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. All you want at the Super Bowl is a highly competitive game, and that's what we have. Both teams have to feel like they're in good shape, and that should lead to a wild finish down the stretch. All right, let's roll those moving pictures. Now 1st and 10, Blunt's going to use solid blocking to break free. He'll pick up more than 10 yards on the play. Patriots would later kick the field goal. Third down from the 30. The deep ball is on target here, and the pass and catch will end up going for 31 yards. Falcons, though, would settle for just a field goal. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. The second half of Super Bowl 51 still to come as we rejoin Brandon and Charles in Houston.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, he shifts past him. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And Jones has it over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Play clock winding down, and they'll give it to him here. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. On first down, Ryan. Complete to Jones. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. And that incompletion gives us a moment here, and an interesting tidbit as we look to the Super Bowl coming up. Dan Quinn, last time he faced the Patriots, he was a defensive coordinator for the Seahawks. Lost that game in the Super Bowl. Chance to get revenge.
Chance to get revenge, but even more so, he's a guy leading his team that everyone's going to say a rookie coach in the Super Bowl. First time there. But to your point, D coordinator of Seattle for that game. Defense coordinator of Seattle when they beat Denver in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
So he has Super Bowl experience that he carries into this game, and that should help his team.
What a job he's done this season.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. On third down, Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll run for it with a fullback DeMarco. 4 yards on the pickup, and on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
4th and 1. I don't think Wild Horses could have dragged that quarterback off the field. He was motioning to go for it from the start. And sure enough, it's the ground game that gets him the first down.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
I really don't think that Julio Jones could be happier right now. Plenty of catch opportunities in this game. He's converted them, and his team's winning.
And Matt Ryan's happy, too, to have Julio Jones on the other side of these.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we talk about breaking teams down, and oftentimes it's through a running game. These two, they can break a team down through the air.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. It's caught left side. Tammy just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Second down now after the pass completion. On second down, Ryan. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. One quarter remains in Super Bowl 51. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Falcons set to get things rolling on defense again here. They're just looking to duplicate what they did last time, force the 3 and out, and that led to a field goal.
The only thing better, really, is creating a turnover. 3 and out, get off the field, feel good about yourselves, turn the ball over to your offense, and they put the ball through the post with a field goal.
They're probably pretty well rested after that 3 and out, too.
One would think. That's how you get it done. Create the 3 and outs, get to the bench, get your rest, and hope your offense can control the game.
Yeah, they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And his throw here's incomplete. The former Bill, Chris Hogan, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
All right, here we go.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And this one complete to Martellus Bennett. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Gronkowski, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. 10 yards still left on second down. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Adrian Claiborne. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Two minutes to go in Super Bowl 51 from Houston. We're back to crown a champion after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Garoppolo to throw on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Back to throw, Garoppolo. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Robert Alford. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but a 2-possession game here late. Now they just have to put this game on ice.
Let's face it, right now, they're talking about ball security, taking care of it, not allowing anything crazy to happen, because we've seen nutty things happen down the stretch, but they also have the security of the scoreboard. With that type of a lead, even if something goes haywire, they're still in good shape.
Ryan wants to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's Matt Ryan, picked off by Logan Ryan. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now here's the Falcons defense getting set to go again. They're looking for one final stop here, put this game on ice. What's the message from the defensive coordinator here?
Don't overthink it. You know what you have to do. Let's get this game over with and get to the locker room.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Just get it over quickly. They don't want to deal with any extra time.
You don't want any extra time. You don't want to do something out of the ordinary that gives them an opportunity and hope. Go out there and play the way you know how.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and it's second down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
To throw is Garoppolo. And he dumps it off to Blunt. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Garoppolo looks to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
They slot Gronkowski outright. Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. It'll be a gain of 24 on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They go play action here on 1st down. Unable to get it to Gronkowski time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion. 2nd down now after the incompletion. Now Garoppolo to the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Garoppolo to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Robert Alford. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, you're trailing. It's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or 2, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh. That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance. Maybe play action? I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Oh, man. For him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky. And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Now whistles blow, and the Patriots are going to take another timeout. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Here's Ryan. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. The defensive tackle, Alan Branch, is the one to bring him down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. And it's over. The Lombardi Trophy belongs to the Falcons. Yes, the Atlanta Falcons are the Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break it when all are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.